So is it more beneficial to work out during your fast?
Oh, okay. Again, so first things first, you need to look at the person's goal. What's the guy's goal? Is it muscle gain? Possibly. Then maybe no. You know, is it fat loss? Then yeah. Is it maintenance? Then yeah. So you have to look at that as well. Everything I always say to people say to me, Fadi, I'm doing this, this, and this, and I'm taking this, this, and this, and I'm like, well, you're telling me something that you're doing, but why are you doing it? That's what I need to know. So I always say, what's your goal first? What's your purpose? Find that, then we'll work backwards. Okay, so you want to achieve this result. Now let's figure out the best plan to achieve that result. Without knowing what you want to do, you can't really say that training fasted is beneficial or not. Is it great for, what the question that you originally put was testosterone? It works both ways. So testosterone, for example, let's just say you wanted to increase natural testosterone. You lift heavy weights.
Right.
Now you need loads of food in you to lift those heavy weights. So you're going to increase testosterone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, training fasted would also increase testosterone.
But there are chances that your body might get into catabolic state if you're training fasted, or is it just a myth?
Okay, here's the thing, right? And we've got actual research to look at this. And when I say actual research, I mean look at the bodybuilders, right? There's many bodybuilders out there. And I can name a few: Dennis James, Nick Trigila. These are guys, IFBB pro bodybuilders. Kevin Levrone. Back in the days, if you ever followed him, you'll know what I'm talking about. They do not lose muscle easy. It is very hard for the body to get rid of muscle. The actual quality muscle that's taken you time and effort to build, whether it's with steroids or naturally, it doesn't really matter. There's people that say that, oh, natural muscle stays. No, it doesn't. Steroid muscle stays just as much as natural muscle because your body doesn't really know the difference. Only difference is when you get a muscle builds muscle on steroids, you're building muscle in abundance.
Yeah.
So of course you're going to lose more of it. That's all it is. But you can see guys who have been 300 pound plus will be like, I'm struggling to lose muscle, which tells us what? Even though your body is in this catabolic state, it really isn't that catabolic. Your body's going to do everything first before it cuts into muscle stores. And all these people are like, oh, I'm on a bodybuilding diet, I'm getting closer to the show, I was bigger 6 weeks ago. Bro, you're just depleted. Your muscle glycogen's depleted. Your liver glycogen's depleted. Your, the stores of your fat cells, and the water in your muscles is depleted. So there's a lot of processes going on. Then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, they're massive. And they think, oh, I've grown. This is a rebound, and I'm growing in out of the show, and I'm getting, you're not just putting on the bloat, and your muscles just filling up. They were depleted. They're now just filling up. That's all it is. So it's very, very hard to lose muscle. And I've done this myself where I've gone down to 50 grams of protein a day for months on end, like 6 months at a time, 50 grams of protein a day. I was fine. Yeah, did I look slim? Yeah, of course. Was I a little bit stringy? Yeah. But did I actually lose actual muscle? Very little.
Creatine is just one substance. So is there any difference between all these brands, or you can just get the creatine from any brand, whichever is like most cost effective or budget friendly? What would you say on that?
Okay, so first of all, what people need to understand is this. When it comes to creatine, there's not many places where creatine is sourced from. So the manufacturing plant, regardless where you are in the world, whether it's UK, whether it's US, or whether it's China, majority of it's going to come from China because that's just the way it is. There's something called white label, private label products. You know that, right? Then you can put your own mixture into those white label products as well to make it either more clumpy, to make it colourful. I don't know how creatine's nowadays, but every creatine can look a little bit different. But ultimately, it's all sourced from one place, depending on where you are in the world. So you could have a brand like Optimum Nutrition, which is a great brand. You could have a brand like Dymatize, and it will be the same thing in both the tubs. It's just marketing. They don't manufacture. Dymatize do not manufacture protein. Optimum Nutrition do not manufacture protein.
Right.
They're a supplement company. The company that manufactures the creatine is a separate company. And they're probably, I can go to that company. I've been to China.
A lot of brands must be taking creatine from the same company.
Same source, exactly. And you know what? You know what you could even get? If you look at the batch number on some of the brands, you will see the same batch because that has to be legally done. So you can look at some of them, or you might have to go online, or you might have to ask for a particular batch number and say, where was this batch sourced from? Can you give us the date? And it will say China 2021. And you buy one from a different company in the UK, and it will be the same batch. It's just it's not manufactured, it's marketed with their branding on it. That's all it is.
And what about the hype about creatine? Because a lot of people over here think that creatine is going to give you those miraculous kind of gains and stuff like that, like maybe close to steroids or something. So can we expect from creatine realistically?
Okay, I'll try and break this down into two parts. Yeah. First of all, when you take let's go with this. These claims that they make, this 300% increase in muscle gain, get extra reps out, look a little bit bigger. How are they doing the studies? Let's think about this, yeah? Let's say you get 10 individuals in a room, right? And we pump them full of creatine. This is how the studies are done. They're never done on subjects of 1,000. They're done on, like, let's say 10, 20 people. You get 10 guys in a room, right? You guys go home, take 15 grams of protein. You guys go home, take 20 grams of protein. You guys go home, take 50 grams of protein. That's how studies are done.
Yeah.
What else do we know about their lifestyle? Nothing. We don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Have they got wife? Have they got kids? Is he missing the gym? What kind of food is he eating? Is he a healthy guy? What did he weigh? What did that guy weigh? Okay, let's say they weighed the same. Let's say they somehow miraculously got 30 people, 40 people for this test subject who all weighed the same, and they gave them all different amounts of creatine. How accurate are these tests? Did that guy go to the gym and say, okay, I tell you what, last week I got 6 reps on 100 kilo, took some creatine, now I've got 7, which means I've got a 23% increase. It's bullshit. There is no way. Think about it. Any logical person, you don't have to have a degree. I don't have a degree. I'm not that intelligent. But we've got to work it out, bro. How can you get 100 people to take one substance, different amounts, 5, 10, 25, to see which average works the best? We're just listening to people's opinion. Yeah, it worked. What if it was a placebo? What if they gave one guy sugar? And he went, oh, amazing gains. The guy with the sugar probably had the best gains. Yeah. So we don't know. Then we look at it visually. Okay, does it volumize the cell? In a lab, probably, yeah. But then guess what? So does creatine. So does fish. So if we're getting enough from creatine, we're getting enough from fish, it doesn't really help with strength. It doesn't really help with size. It doesn't really help with muscle building. Like, creatine itself doesn't, this diagram, they say creatine pumps, and it's not real, bro. It doesn't make no sense.
Right.
You want to build muscle? We know testosterone works.
Yeah.
Take testosterone. Creatine, for me, is a gimmick. And it's here to stay. And it's a long-lasting gimmick from day one that's been around, just like BCAAs, just like EEAs, and nowadays a couple of new things on the market. But I think creatine's here. And, it's hard to detect in someone's blood. So I'll give you an example. Let's say we took back in the days, there was a formula called Jack 3D. There were certain things in Jack 3D. This girl ran the marathon. She said, I took Jack 3D. All of a sudden, she dropped dead because she was going to drop dead. But she took Jack 3D. That was it. Now, if they had some good, guys, imagine this, right? How many people do you think in the world will die by drinking Diet Coke? That lasts it, and the person's dropped dead. You're like, oh my God, he died because of Diet Coke. We're not going to say that, are we? We're never going to say he died because of Diet Coke. Yeah. But if the person took Jack 3D and died, she would have died anyway, but we'll blame something, so we blame that. So the thing about creatine is the reason why it'll never get caught, because creatine is in food. So every single person in here, if we tested our creatine content, mine might be higher, or someone else who's taking creatine will be higher. But it's not enough to say the cause of death was creatine. So it's a great gimmick. It's already found inside us, and it's not going to go anywhere. Does it serve any purpose? I don't think it does. And even if it does, those people that say, oh, it gives you 1%, it gets you a little bit bloated, it holds a little bit of water. Well, let's look at the side effects of that then. By holding a little bit more water, you're going to have high blood pressure. Yep. Your estrogen is going to be a little bit higher. Your digestion is not going to be optimal. So are those things worth it for less than 1% gain? So I just don't see creatine in any healthy person's diet. It doesn't fit. If we're getting it from food, perfect, it's great. In abundance, amazing, let's get it. Our body will figure out how much we need, and it will get rid of the rest. That is it. Do you need to take more of it? I don't believe the research is there. And I don't think the research will ever be there.